Alright, I'm working on a 1997 Ford F150. We're doing the heater core. Watched a few videos online, and so I don't want to just cover the whole thing, but I do want to cover a few things. First of all, the dash doesn't need to completely come out, as you can see. It just needs to rotate so you can set it on the front seat. Then you have full access to the heater core. Okay, there's going to be a plastic cover right here that goes on the back here. There's two screws, one here and one in the front. And when the cover is on this thing, there's a screw that's way down here in the back. You do have to remove the vent where it attaches right here. It comes through here and it attaches to this screw right here. Right here, you just need to take that one screw out and pull the vent out, and that'll give you access. You cannot take the cover off without removing that small little vent. As you can see, my heater core is leaking. I've removed the blend door. I do have the old style blend door, so I will need to change it with the one that has the metal cover around it. Make sure you do that. The part number is 902907. It's a Dorman number. There's screws here, 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 and one back here. There's also another one, I believe, right in here, and like I mentioned earlier, there's one here. Now, if you see, there's a little pin right here, so when the cover goes on, it slides down on that pin, so it has to lift up. There's a fuse panel right here. I did not have to take it off, but it was tight in there. Just want to let you know, you might have to pull up a little bit on it like that when you slide it in and out. All that's left now is to get the heater hoses off of the heater core and slide it out and slide the new one in. There is a vent hose that attaches to, here's one part of it, here's the other part of it right here. They connect together on this little cover that goes up here. So make sure when you take this cover off, you unplug the vacuum line and then slide this off the cover. Be careful with it. You see there's some coolant in here. It's, you know, my vents stink like hell. You could try wiping that out and cleaning it out real well. Obviously that's the AC condenser, excuse me. You'd have to do the same thing to get to the AC condenser. Okay, now all these wires on this side have to be disconnected from the side panel over here. All the wires, the ground wires, everything has to be disconnected so that this side can come out. The way the dash is designed is the wire harness comes through the firewall and it attaches directly to your dash. So you really don't need to take anything apart on the other side. I did a lot more than I needed to on this dash because I was kind of learning. I watched some videos, but I kind of watched them after the fact. And so as you can see, the dash pretty much stays over here. You may need to take the wires loose over here just to get this to rotate. As I said, mine are disconnected here at the bottom, but they're not disconnected at the firewall. I did not have to disconnect the main harness to the steering column. Try to show the best I can. The biggest thing in order to allow this thing to rotate is you gotta disconnect one of the plugs here. There's a plug that connects here, give it a little bit more access, and then this plug here gives you a little bit more rotation. Somebody mentioned you had to take all these frame brackets off, but I haven't had to take any of these frame brackets off, so I don't know if it's different for different years, but I didn't take any of these frames off here, or any of that frame over there either. There's bolts that it connects to in the lower section. Maybe because I took so many other things apart that I didn't need to, I was able to access those bolts. I don't know, but I didn't take any of that apart. As you can see, there's still parts of the harness. So anyway, that's how you take it apart. The heater core will pop right out. I was out here for a couple hours yesterday, probably an hour and a half, 2 hours at the most. I got a little frustrated because I was taking things apart I didn't need to, and this job could have been a lot quicker. You don't need to take the whole stereo out and everything. As you look back here, there's nothing that it bolts to back here. There's no bolts. The bolts are, you know, up here, right here, the steering column has to come down in order for it to slide out. There's bolt holes. That's where the dash mounts is there, and over there, and it slides into that clip there. There's bolts here on the frame that there's things that it bolts to, but honestly, there's not a whole lot of things that it bolts to that you think, oh wow. I mean, there's bolts down here. This needs to unbolt. This whole frame stays with it. So I'm just trying to show you guys, you know, it's like I took a lot of bolts out I didn't need to take out. And I'll kind of figure it out as I put it back together. But there is a bolt here that bolts to the frame that holds it down right here on this metal frame. So if you take that out, then you don't have to take this lower frame out. Anyway, so I got my new heater core, but I'm waiting for my blend door to get here. It'll be here in about an hour or so, and then I'll start putting it back together. But if you guys have any questions, I'm assuming by the time you ask me, this thing will all be back together and I will have forgotten, but I'll try to answer your questions. Here's my mess of things. You do not need to take the stereo out. I took the stereo out, didn't need to. Don't need to take any of this out because there's no bolts. There is a bolt right behind the steering, like when you drop the steering wheel down, and if you look up, there's a bolt in the dash that's hard to see with the steering column up, but as soon as you drop it down, you'll see there's a bolt there. It goes right between the steering column, right there. I believe it's on the frame right there, on the green part. That was hidden, I didn't see it. So anyway, hope this helps you guys. Alright, bye. There's a couple more things I wanted to show you guys. When you're pulling the heater core out, this is my new heater core. If you remove these plastic clips from this, it will slide through the foam. The easiest way to do it is to pull the foam this way out and then get your screwdriver behind it, and you can knock them off from inside the vehicle. Okay, and then you just take the foam and you just push it back in. Okay, and then it'll slide in and out. The other thing you need to know is when you replace the blend door with a new blend door, the new blend door is this here, and it comes with this sleeve over the top, and that's what prevents it from breaking. But the problem is, because it's a little bit wider, there's some little plastic pieces inside of here. Like basically when they made it, they had some issue, it had some leftover stuff, and so this doesn't fit all the way down into there. So you have to use a razor blade, like an X-Acto knife, and you just got to get inside of here and you just got to clean it out, and then it should slide in. I've been working on it for a couple of minutes here. I'm going to get my glasses on so I can see better, but it's fighting me a little bit. But I saw somebody else who did the same thing. You just got to clean it out with an X-Acto and then make sure that metal clip fits in there and then blow it out with some air. But that's the easiest way to get the heater core. Then look, you don't have to rip the mat or nothing. I didn't cut it, I didn't rip it. The foam just pulls in towards you, and it sticks on, you know, because the condenser's through it and whatever. But it does come out enough that you can gain access and reach your hands up through up here and get those clips out with a pocket screwdriver, and then just push everything back up when you're ready to put the heater core back in, and that's all there is to it. So anyway, as you can see, I got the new blend door, the new heater core, and I'm just about ready to put everything back together. So anyway, I hope that helps somebody. One more tool I wanted to share with you guys. I noticed not a lot of people are talking about when they pulled the heater hoses off and the nightmares they went through to get them for the heater core. But anyway, Mac makes this tool. It's a Mac part number there. And it's for taking off heater hoses on Fords, especially on the Astro vans that they used to make back in the day. You could not get the heater hoses off without this tool. Anyway, this tool, basically, here's a hose here, and it goes right there on the hose, and then you just pull up and down on the hose and it pops off. It makes it a lot easier to get the heater hoses off when you're doing the heater core. So anyway, I removed a couple covers too, just so I could get my hands in there, but that's how I got the heater hoses off. So, alright, good luck you guys.